Hello everyone and welcome back to another Rails TV video. It's me, Jack, here with Richard Proudman from Bachmann Europe.
Hi, Jack.
And
hi, everyone.
Today, Bachmann are back once again for their yearly showcase event. And as you'll be able to see shortly, and from behind us here, there's a heck of a lot of amazing samples in 00 gauge, N gauge, and more for you to check out. So Richard's going to give you a tour of all that very shortly, but first I'd just like to say thank you very much for coming to join us in store once again.
Yeah, it's nice to come. We always like to support our retailers, and you obviously go to the effort of putting on events like this. So come along, people see what we've got in store, and obviously we've got something very Sheffield-centric today, so even more appropriate.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's going to be one of the first things that you'll see in just a moment where Richard gives you the full tour. Very exciting new tooling that we've had the pleasure of seeing the engineering sample of as a bit of an exclusive here today, so thank you very much for that. Speaking of exclusives, we've had some exciting news with Bachmann recently with the announcement of our brand new Caledonian Railway 439 class steam locomotive.
Well, of course, that was an announcement made during our 2025 Bachmann Connects Club Members Day. Very nice to have Dave Martin along for the launch of that project. And it seems to have gone on really well. We were very lucky to be able to use the Bowness as Bowness and Kinneil Railway as the host for our event, and people were able to see the locomotive in its stunning new crimson livery for the first time, and a model that's going to be as part of the exclusive range as well, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly, and we're really excited to see that come out. If you didn't see it already, do check out the video with the full details and seeing the locomotive in all its glory on our channel as well. Obviously, do watch the rest of this video first then. But again, speaking of exclusives, if you're lucky, we might have some more news for you later in the year as well. We'll just have to shake hands off camera a bit later, but yeah, we might sort something out, so stay tuned for that. But anyway, without further ado, let's get on with the full tour and over to Richard.
Yeah, I'll show you around. So being here in Sheffield, one item we couldn't go without showing you today is the brand new Class 13 diesel shunters by Bachmann Branch Line. These are the locomotives that were built to operate at the Tinsley Marshalling Yard, just outside of Sheffield, opened in 1965, and they ran there for almost 20 years. And they were formed from two Class 08s. There was 3 Class 13s built, each comprised from 2 Class 08s. And our model has 2 fully functional, motorised, highly detailed units making up the Class 13. So we've got the master unit and the slave unit. We've got this model coming out before the end of the year in BR green and BR blue liveries as per the real things. And you're going to be able to get the models in standard format or with sound fitted. That's using the premium Z-mode decoders and giving you sound effects from both the master and slave units. And we've also got the sound fitted deluxe variant with our auto release couplings for hands-free DCC uncoupling. So that's the hot thing today, but obviously we've got a lot more models that are coming through the development process and on show for visitors to Rails and Sheffield this weekend. And starting with the Class 66, production of the first versions of those models has just been completed. We've got the EWS locomotives on their way to us for final approval before we sign off for shipping. So they'll be heading onto a boat in the next couple of weeks. And we should also see the rest of the 66s get into stores before the end of the year, all being well. And the same can be said for our Class 69s. Obviously a model that's never been produced in 00 scale before. We've got the 69001, 69002, 69003, as we can see here in the cabinet, and then 69005 easily, 4 stunning locomotives with each individual livery finish. And from making the livery samples, we've made some further refinements to these models. You can see there the finished body shell from the factory. This is a production body shell with a refinement to the cab windscreens, as we knew we could improve that area a little bit. So these two hopefully going to be in shops before the end of the year. You can see here the 8F from Bachmann branch line announced back in August, and we're just really anticipating the livery samples of these to arrive from the factory. So we'll soon be able to show you those in full colour ahead of their arrival next summer. Some fantastic models there to look forward to. Some of the preserve locomotives, and one for our railway celebrations range harking back to 1975, and the S&D 150 celebrations at Shildon, and we had number 8233 which took part in those celebrations, and we're depicting that locomotive, which of course is famously preserved at the Severn Valley Railway. There's 48773 in the engine house where we went to film our launch video for the 8Fs. Down to Graham Farish, let's talk about N scale for a moment. We've got the modified hulls and the original Collet hull class locomotives from Graham Farish in N scale. They were announced last month. We went over to Didcot and saw the real things and told you all about our new Graham Farish models, and they're going to be heading to stores around Easter next year. Before that though, we've got the castles coming back for Graham Farish. These are going to be available with sound or without sound, the same for the hulls. The castles, they're nearing completion of production of that new run of castles. For the Eastern region modeler, we've got the LNR V2s. The first of these are going to be arriving in shops this month, October 2025. It's an all new tooling that we announced last year, and we've got BR and LNR liveries covering everything from era 3 through to the end of steam on those, and again going to be offering sound fitted on those locomotives. Recent additions into the range have been the Class 47. We've got a couple of examples here in BR Blue and BR Green. We've got the Class 150 and GWR livery. Production of that's just about complete, and that will be heading over to the UK soon as well. And we've got the NER coal hoppers, another brand new tooling for Graham Farish, announced just 2 months ago. These are looking really nice with their liveries on, and we'll be seeing those in stores in early 2026. Continuing with 00 scale then, back to Bachmann branch line. Down here we've got the North Eastern Railway E-Class locomotives, later the LNR J71s. Of course we've done the maybe more familiar cousins, the J72s, but actually the J71s were very successful machines, and the first time ever that we made a ready to run model of those. So we've got 3 versions coming out around the Q1 2026. For our steam locomotive collection, we've also got the LNWR G2, the K3 and the E4 tanks. They're all in store now, so you can pick up those. And we've got the Unknown Warrior, the Patriot locomotive that's being built from scratch by the NMS Patriot project, and our model is going to support the completion of that new build locomotive. So coming out around Easter, early summer next year, we'll be very pleased to deliver that locomotive that's been a long time coming, and help the real locomotive get over the line with the building and the steaming of that wonderful locomotive. Down here we've got our selection of Mark IIF coaches. These again have started to arrive in store now, and we've got further versions on the way in the run up to Christmas, including the restaurant first buffets. Obviously Network Rail, a very popular subject with a lot of modellers, and they've been very popular indeed, so don't delay in getting those if they're something you're looking to add to your collection. But Anglia as well, very widespread coaches after they went out of service with Anglia. They were used on charter stock and excursions. We've obviously done a DBSO as well in Anglia livery, so a nice train can be made up there. Further down we've got the 2 HAPs, the Class 414s. They've come back to the branch line range for a second run. We've got BR Blue livery and BR Green with the small yellow panels, 2 livery versions that have never been before modelled on the 2 HAP by ourselves, and we've got sound fitted in those for the first time too. Again, these should be heading into stores before the end of the year. And some of our modern wagons here, we've got the JGA wagons, the HKAs and the HAs, which are all going to be in stores very soon as well. Right at the bottom, if you can bend down and see these, we've got the next run of Class 31s from Bachmann branch line. These build on the first releases of our new model last year, but we've added the Stay Alive feature now. So enhancing the model a bit further and making sure there's no interruptions to sound and lights when you're working on DCC. At the very bottom we've got our wonderful Adams T3 locomotives from EFE Rail. These are in production now, and we're hoping to see them around the turn of the year. And then in the middle here our lovely Class 74, again from EFE Rail. We're making 5 different versions of the 74, and 3 of those are going to be in shops in the next 6 to 8 weeks. They're just starting their journey from the factory, and the other 2 are going to be finished in a few weeks' time, and hopefully getting here right towards the end of the year. So that's all our new models that are on display here, but we also have a few more bits over here, so let's take a look. So the last highlight for our EFE Rail range is the Isle of Wight coaches. These again are in production now. We've got 4 liveries being released to start with, and these are going to be arriving around the turn of the year. A lot of people have been asking about our Kinesis DCC system. As you can see, we've got the products on display here. Again, that's something that's in production. We're just getting the final bits in order for the Kinesis, and once production is complete, we'll have a better time scale for its delivery. At the minute, we're looking tight for the end of the year, but if not, it will be early into 2026. Another thing on display today at Rails is the auto-release coupling system, a revolutionary new feature from Bachmann branch line, which really debuted on our Class 30 and Class 31 locomotives, and most recently has been available on the branch line 08 and 09 locomotives that have been tooled from scratch for 2025. It's a new feature that is going to be incorporated into most, if not all, of our sound-fitted deluxe models, and things like the new branch line 8F steam locomotive that will be fitted to the tender of that locomotive on the sound-fitted deluxe trim. And here we've got our Class 66 and our Class 69 locomotives, where we're demonstrating that feature and showing people just how easy it is to have hands-free uncoupling at the press of a single DCC function. Really has been well received by our supporters and our customers, so it's something we'll be looking to introduce into other models that maybe we've tooled in more recent years, to ensure that they stay up to date with the latest features. Rounding off then, we've got our Rail and Farish display layout here, which I think is a really great example of how much you can get into a small space with N-scale. The Rail and Farish range offers so many locomotives, multiple units and rolling stock, that really there's something for every interest in N-scale. And then we've got our scene craft range of raised to plant buildings and accessories, and then obviously Woodland Scenic's products have been used to create this whole wonderful layout. And you can see running our new engineering sample for the Great Western Hall class locomotive, coupled with some of our beautiful Hawksworth coaches, and the LNR V2, which looks stunning with the teak effect Thompson coaches. As we said earlier, the Hall classes are going to be arriving during the first half of 2026, and the V2s will be in stores starting in the next few weeks, running through to Christmas for the various liveries we're offering. But the coaches you see, they're available now, so why not get a few of those, get your trains lined up, and then you'll be ready to have a wonderful train for these lovely new locomotives to haul as soon as they arrive. Well, that's about it, I think, for what we've got on display today, but we will obviously have much more news coming from Bachmann. The best way to keep up to date with that is by subscribing to our newsletter, and we'll be back with our next quarterly British Railway announcements on Wednesday the 5th of November.
Big thank you to Bachmann Europe for joining us in store once again, and we look forward to seeing them again in 2026. What did you think of all the latest samples, and which is your favourite model coming up in the future? Let us know in the comments below. You can find out more about all the Bachmann Europe models over on our website, railsofsheffield.com. Click the link in the description or head over to our website yourself to find out more. And if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to click the like button, hit subscribe to see all of our future videos, and press the notification bell to make sure you never miss another upload. See you next time.